Hi guys, this is Pairings Explained, and this is going to be Shisamu X Kagome, Kakasaku Part 2, and Obito X Sakura or Obisaku. Um, I had to put all three of these videos together, mainly because of timing for the video and copyright issues. As you can tell, I'm starting off with Shisamu X Kagome. I have to use fan arts because of multiple copyright problems with that. There was also a lot with the war arc in Naruto. I'm not exactly sure. I heard a rumor that he was reanimating some of that stuff, and uh, I don't know if he can actually improve it any. But honestly, I also heard that Netflix is fixing to come out with a live action Naruto. Um, don't let Kishimoto write the females. Do not let him have any pull with the females, cause he sucks. That's the only thing. That's the only message I have to Netflix. Anyway, let's dive into Shisamu X Kagome. Honestly, when I first started watching Inuyasha and first started reading the mangas, I was actually rooting for those two to get together. I mean, that was like from day one when Shisamu was introduced. I was like, those two, they need to get together. And I think it was because I had just finished like Dragon Ball Z. It took me forever to actually finish Dragon Ball Z, and I'm kind of ashamed of that. But life kind of gets in the way sometimes when you're doing that, and then I would kind of just binge watched it. But to me, Shisamu and Kagome would totally have a Vegeta and Bulma kind of dynamic, and I could see that would be how they would get together, was the same way as Vegeta and Bulma got together. And when I look at Inuyasha, I see Yamcha, the two-timer, can't commit, not reliable. Which, yes, Inuyasha was more reliable than Yamcha was, I'm telling you. But in the aspect of relationships, Yamcha and Inuyasha are neck and neck. This honestly started out probably as a fan fiction or fan art challenge or something like that, and it just took off, kind of like Itachi X Sakura did, just like many of these crack pairings do. It is not one of my favorites, to be honest. Mainly because with the release of Yashahime, it's just totally ruined everything in Inuyasha to me. Shisamu was my favorite character, and I can't believe they destroyed him like they did. They made him look like a groomer, a pedophile, and it's just awful. It's just awful, and I can't bring myself to do that. That's why I won't watch Boruto, is because I do not want any of my characters to be destroyed, and that's exactly what's happening in Boruto. I hear it from people all the time. Oh, Boruto, they're destroying everything, and now they kill, like, Kuruma's dead, and it just sucks. They didn't think this through. He rushed into this sequel. He didn't plan it like he should have, much like Rumiko Takahashi did with Yashahime. She did not plan this out. And it's kind of crazy how it kind of, it's just awful. Shisamu X Kagome Zodiacs. Kagome is a Pisces. Shisamu is a Capricorn. They have the potential to make a great soulmate duo. Both star signs are deeply connected with emotion and creativity, which can help them find common goals in life. The Pisces woman is highly intuitive and can easily connect with the Capricorn male on a deeper level. That's kind of true, and it's kind of not. A Pisces is very emotional, and they're very deeply connected with that of emotion. Of course, they are a water sign. There is also the aspect of them being very in tune with people around them. A lot of people that are Pisces, like myself, we can feel the emotions off of other people, and it does kind of dictate how we act. So the Capricorn is going to have a whole lot more power over the Pisces, because the Pisces, it picks up on emotions and it feeds off of that, and they act accordingly to it. Pisces are also very, very dreamy, and that could annoy a Capricorn, because a Capricorn is not as down to earth as a Taurus, but they're pretty close. So they're going to butt heads quite a bit, and that's why I say that Sesshomaru and Kagome would have the Vegeta and Bulma kind of aspect of a relationship. They're going to butt heads, and they're going to fight. And you kind of see that in Inuyasha in quite a few episodes, where Kagome challenged Sesshomaru, and he could not stand it. And I don't know, that just kind of amplified the whole Vegeta Bulma thing that I was going with these two, just severe, like all the way up. At the end of Inuyasha, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, yeah, sure, I know it was they were in game. I mean, like, you knew Inuyasha and Kagome were going to be in game, but there was a part of you was like, man, please don't do that. There was a part of you that was like, no, don't do that, because it's cliche. It's the relationship between Inuyasha and Kagome is very, very cliche. Oh, past lovers, she gets reincarnated, something happens, she gets thrown into his life, and they fall in love and all that. It's very, very cliche. And there were so many animes that Inuyasha had to compete with. If it wasn't for the battle scenes and the other characters that kind of helped the story along, I don't think Inuyasha would have been as popular as it was. Because they were competing with like Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon. They were competing with so many. Really, honestly, guys, I support this pairing, obviously. If you don't, that's fine. I mean, like I said before in other videos, don't attack other people for their who they support. And pro shipping is not a bad thing, okay? It's really not. It just means that you see you see other people fitting better with a character. It doesn't mean that you're not accepting of canon, or you're trying to live in this world where you know nothing, or they're not knowledgeable or anything like that. It's just, we did not like that, like specific characters with other characters. It just didn't make any sense. And we decided to pro ship and put them with other characters. If I was to rate all the anime pairings that I like, I would probably put Sesshomaru and Kagome at a 6. But with that said, guys, I really don't have anything else to add to this, really, because I haven't watched Inuyasha in so long, and haven't read the mangas in forever. So I will probably redo this one day again, like I said, for other videos, and revamp it and change it and add more to it later. But at this time, I really don't have anything. So I'm going to move on to Kakasaku Part 2. I want to give a special message to Naka. Thank you so much for reaching out to me and telling me what I missed. I'm sorry I'm getting this out late, and I'm happy to talk about Kakasaku and add what you were able to provide to me. I've even had some friends provide me some things that I missed, and give my newest formed opinion on this pairing as a whole. I will say I was kind of shocked by what I was able to learn just from all of this, watching all the scenes together. So without further ado, I'm going to go into Kakasaku Part 2. And again, I'm going to have to read you guys the episode numbers and the timestamps because I cannot post these clips. If I do, I get copyrighted. They take my video down and they threaten me, and I really don't want to lose this channel. So diving into episode 459, it's the 8-minute 32-second mark. Kakashi saves Sakura from a pit of lava. This is not evidence, guys. It's not. But it does show that he truly cares about her. And there are several scenes, including in the openings and endings, where Kakashi is always saving Sakura. And it's not Sesskag. Okay? I mean, honestly, at least Inuyasha was saving Kagome in the openings and stuff. I mean, Sasuke was not doing that. I mean, like, and we're supposed to accept that Sasuke and Sakura are in game. No, thank you. Another thing to remember is that I kind of agree with some other people. Kakashi seems to want to redeem himself. So, again, he could be just doing this because he sees Rin and Sakura. But that's not exactly true, and we need to stop doing that. Because Kakashi was not as obsessed with Rin as Obito was. Now, if he were to use that for Obito, I'd agree with you. But you can't use this for Kakashi every single time. The only time I really saw him maybe see Rin and Sakura was when she tried to stop Sasuke and Naruto from fighting, and she ran in front of the Chidori, and you kind of saw his PTSD in that moment. As far as that goes, you can't use Rin in any other scenario with the two. Because he knows that she's Sakura, she's not Rin. He's not that far gone. Episode 473, at the 11-minute 29 mark, and there's also one at 13 minutes. Kakashi obtains a perfect Susanoo no, and he does it when Sakura is in danger in order to save her from Kaguya. Something I need to point out here. That is not true. It is true that he saved her, but it is not true that he obtained it just because of her. He obtained it because he wanted to help his team, and Obito gave him his power, his Sharingan. So it was really more along the lines of he wanted to help the team stop Kaguya. In the 13-minute mark, there's some serious eye contact going on while they're figuring out what's going on. Sasuke, honestly, looked really ticked off that Kakashi got that perfect Susanoo no, and he was not an Uchiha. That in itself says that Kakashi's on a whole different level. And everybody who keeps saying, oh, Sasuke could beat the snot out of Kakashi, when? Because every time he's engaged into a fight with Kakashi, he lost. Or, you know, they tied or whatever. I think they tied in the last ever bout that they had, but Kakashi, he didn't even land a hit. I don't think he even landed a hit on Kakashi. I mean, you guys, stop doing that. Sasuke's not that great, alright? Honestly, Naruto is way better in my opinion than Sasuke. And he's the main character, so he ought to be. The dialogue within this part is different, and that's where I kind of agree with people saying, oh, that's just the way it's animated doesn't mean anything because you got to pay attention to the dialogue. I understand where you're coming from, but the way it's animated also sets the tone. So you got to understand where these Kakasaku fans are coming from, guys. I mean, the way it's animated versus the dialogue, I mean, it's conflicting. And it's out of context. There's some serious eye contact going on. I mean, borderline the same one that we saw that Sasuke gave Sakura when her and Obito found him. in that other dimension. I mean, there are several scenes like this. So you can't ignore it when it's been used multiple times. So that makes the eye contact scene between Sasuke and Sakura kind of irrelevant, because he's not the only one that gave it to her. In episode 474, at the 2 minute and 1 second mark at the beginning, awesome catch Kakashi. I really do not see this as evidence. However, this does show that Kakashi seems to hold her as safety above himself and even the boys of Team 7. He is highly protective of her. Although with doing these videos, I have discovered they have a lot of scenes together. The scenes of Kakashi and Sakura are right behind that of Naruto and Sakura's scenes. That's something to think about. Even if it's just team stuff. I mean, they have way too many, and they have quite a bit in Boruto. And honestly, they would all moved on. They were having their own families and stuff. There's no reason for them to be together that much. Episode 474, 13 minutes, 8 seconds. Sakura catches Kakashi. There is some eye contact here that is a little suspicious. Her recovery to a look of concern actually looks like the animators may have been trying to correct that part by making it seem different. However, the look is still there, and I will say it looks like the look Sasuke gave her when she and Obito rescued him. Kakashi also seems to give her that look several times during the fight against Kaguya. Again, kind of repeating myself here, it's something to think about. Episode 475, 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Sakura just cannot seem to keep her hands to herself. I'm just going to say this. What woman in her position would keep their hands to themselves? It's Kakashi Hatake. I also agree with you, Naka. They do look like parents who are proud of their boys who are now all grown up. This is a really cute scene. In episode 475 as well, 8 minutes and 30 seconds, Kakashi must be cold or something because he looks like he is leaning into Sakura for some closeness. Not exactly true. One, they had just fought a war, and he had been fighting pretty much nonstop. So he was tired, and he was probably depleted of chakra, and honestly, he just leaned on her for support. But I will say that him leaning on her shows how much trust he has in her. I will also say with all these scenes too that every woman who absolutely adores Kakashi, how many of you are jealous of Sakura? Because in that war arc, she touched him quite a bit. She was close to him, and it's crazy how many times that actually happened in those time in the war arc. Wow. Episode 475, 13 minutes and 7 seconds. She is really just taking care of him. I will say that she is probably worried about Naruto and Sasuke, but she doesn't seem to want to leave Kakashi because she knows he needs her. I will agree to that. Episode 476, 18 minutes, 36 seconds. Kakashi took Hagoromo's words about love to heart. There's also a split second in the clip that it looks like Kakashi glanced at Sakura when he said, when Hagoromo started talking about Kakashi's love. It's a blink and you'll miss it kind of scene. Took me forever to see it, and it does kind of look that way, but I don't think he was really glancing at her, just her. I think he was glancing at Team 7 itself. Episode 477. 7 minutes, 26 seconds. Kakashi takes care of Sakura after Sasuke places her in a genjutsu and said some pretty hateful things to her. Kakashi honestly looked like he wanted to beat the crap out of him. And you know what? Kishimoto, you should have let him. You should have let him. Because, oh my lord, Sasuke was just an awful freaking character from the beginning. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I would ever caress someone's face who was a teammate or a friend like he did in in that scene. This scene is probably the best evidence for the pairing, in my honest opinion. Episode 479, 18 minutes, 42 seconds. They have another scene together and more eye contact. I cannot remember if it is this episode or another one, but just before Sakura goes to heal Naruto and Sasuke, they look into each other's eyes. Both look sad, but it could also be implied that Kakashi does not want her to chase after Sasuke. He wants her to move on. And it could be also that he's asking her, are you sure you want to do this? In the movie Wheel of Fire, it looks like they are having some silent communication and eye contact here when Naruto is giving his little speech about taking down the enemy. I believe it's that guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he was the one that was stealing all the Keika Genkais. Kakashi only talks to Sakura to get the facts about what is going on with Team 7 and or just plain old gossip. He does this with other characters, but you see it a lot with Sakura, so this kind of seems to be their little bond. In Naruto the last movie, Sakura has adopted Kakashi's sly attitude. You kind of see this when she teases Hinata. Kakashi also in this movie consoles her and then praises her, to which she gets incredibly flustered. He's probably just building her up and trying to make her feel better, but the fact that he wanted to cheer her up speaks volumes. He does not like her to be upset, and he didn't care about anybody else in the show being kind of upset. Maybe Naruto, but Sakura really did affect him. And for a lot of people who want to sit there and say that Kakashi doesn't give a snot about Sakura, which is stupid in itself, Kakashi blamed himself for Sakura deciding to go and try to kill Sasuke. He blamed himself for lying to her and not teaching her. So he admitted he had some problems. And then he tells Sakura, let me handle it. Let me carry your burden, basically. And to me, that... Is it a hint at a Kakasaku relationship? I have no idea. It kind of seemed that way in that aspect. I know the dialogue is probably different, but that's what I can remember of it. That's the way it came across, and I was like, something's going on between these two. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but there's something going on between those two. Finally, in Boruto, sorry, almost forgot. There is also the famous Cloud Heart. Naka, when you sat there and commented that, I was heartbroken. I could not believe I forgot about that. And kind of sorry about that. That one also got copyrighted, so I can't share that one either. When she punched the ground, so I found him, those little heart popped up. I remember that taking the internet by storm when it happened. And I was like, and then the animator's like, oh, it's just a coincidence. You know what, whatever. At this point, everything that they say coincidence to is, yeah, take it with a grain of salt, guys. Finally, in Boruto, when that festival for the dads were happening, Kakashi was highly invested in Sasuke interacting with his daughter. And this, to me, screams, I've been taking care of your kid this whole entire time. The least you can do is go and spend time with her. I think that was his way of doing that. And really, that's it. With all the scenes and everything, and with what Naka and some friends provided to me, I can officially say to you guys, I'm a Kakasaku fan now. Does it beat Shisui and Sakura? Unfortunately, no. It does not. Thank you again, Naka. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the last pairing we got, which is Obito x Sakura Obisaku. This one's difficult. I don't know, maybe it's because I've always seen him as like having this father figure kind of look, or maybe a big brother with Sakura. I've never seen him in a romantic sense towards her. I think that's mainly because both of them have a disastrous obsession. Um, Let me go ahead and do the zodiac, and then I'll dive into them and their teamwork and all of that. The Aquarius is Obito, and as usual, Aries is Sakura. Both are strong and dynamic individuals who have a take it or leave it attitude about love and life. Both want to be loved for who they are and hate to be unneeded. Neither seeks nor needs the approval of others or is concerned about being politically correct. It also says, I know I looked somewhere else, it said that they were powerful soulmates, had great teamwork. They do have issues to overcome and can grow stronger if they can overcome those issues. It also says that that Aries and Aquarius can be really good friends, but they will not be the best of friends because of their attitudes. And I agree with that. I do agree with that, because Aries is very, very stubborn, and and Aquarius is too. They're kind of set in their ways too, so they're going to fight quite a bit on different viewpoints. I don't see them being the best of friends, but I see them being friends. Diving into Obito just a little bit, guys, I cannot believe how much people hate him. And every time I ask the question about why he's so hated, I get the same. I've gotten two things, actually. I gotten one, he's just a crappy character, which that's a stupid excuse. I mean, like, you know why you don't like him. You can at least give me that. Just don't give me, oh, he just sucks. That's in itself tells me, one, you probably didn't see anything that involved him, or, you know, you're just going by other people's opinions. Formulate your own, guys. I mean, like, this is my opinion. I'm not trying to sway anybody, but, you know, it's my opinion. You have your own opinions, and it's okay. We don't have to be like everybody else. And then another person said, oh, his storyline sucked. And I'm probably going to get a lot of comments on this one. But I feel like I have to point this out. If you're a fan of Red Dead Redemption and you're a Naruto fan, hit that comment section and tell me exactly why you do not like Obito. If you do not like Obito. If you love Obito, like, you know, tell me why. Tell me if you agree to this or not. John Marston and Arthur Morgan. Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Redemption 2, which RDR2 was the best one by far. I'll tell you that. I am an Arthur Morgan fangirl. And Obito faced traumatic events when they were kids. Got taken in by the wrong guy. Dutch for Arthur and John, and Madara for Obito. They did some horrible crap. Were about to die, which Arthur was about to die. John, his family got kidnapped, and then he realized they were going to kill him anyway. But either way, they achieved redemption by doing good things. And Obito achieved redemption by helping Naruto get the means to beat Kaguya. So, how are those three different? And I can tell you, the only way they're different is Arthur and John in Red Dead Redemption are cowboys. And Obito's a ninja. Tell me where their storylines are, like, significantly different. Like, it's not. Different timelines, different kind of genre. I understand that. Y'all can throw that at me all you want to. I'm talking about the simple copy and paste summary of the three of them. How can there be so many fans of Arthur and John And Obito, who had a similar storyline, is hated. Make that make sense. Now, I can understand if you were like, oh, I just don't like him. He was whiny, character personality wise. That makes sense to me. But you can't sit there and say, oh, I hated his storyline. Because the way he was written is very similar to Red Dead Redemption. And if you love that game, honestly, your hatred for Obito is hypocritical. But that's my opinion. I'm not sitting there, saying that that's my opinion. And if you're like, I disagree with you, I'll be like, yeah, okay. I'm not going to sit there and fight with you or call you stupid or do anything like that. Their teamwork in the war arc. I wish we could have seen Sakura have this teamwork with other characters. Naruto, Kakashi. And I know we saw really good teamwork between her, Ino, and Choji in the Chunin exam and Suna. I mean, Sakura was really, really good. And I don't know, there's some times that I watch episodes and I'm like, Kishimoto didn't write this. Or he wasn't there. Because Sakura was looking totally like she should. And you can tell in other episodes where she goes back to being a fangirl that that's Kishimoto. You can just tell. Sakura and Obito would have obviously their obsession to get over. And we can't forget that Obito was a bad guy. He was a bad guy, and the only reason why Sakura helped him was because of Naruto. She wanted to help Naruto. So that's the only reason why she agreed to help him. She did end up kind of caring about him at the end of it because she gives him a look of concern, and that's when he sees Rin, and it kind of ruined everything for me, except for the teamwork. Like, I can't get over that. Honestly, I hope there's like a different world or whatever where it shows Obito being Team 7 Sensei and Sakura benefiting. Of course, I've put a lot of clips in here of Rin with Obito, or, there is even a fan art with Sakura and Rin in here. Mainly because that's what it's all about. The obsession, I don't think Obito was obsessed until the day he died. Sakura had plenty of time. She's plenty young. She could get over it, but the tragedy of it all for Obito really messed him up. And if you remember what Tobirama said, an Uchiha who feels love so deeply can go crazy. Tobirama did say that, and Tobirama was not wrong. I mean, you got Madara when Izuna died. You got Sasuke when Itachi died and he found out the truth. You had Obito when Rin died. He's not wrong. Like, Tobirama was not wrong. He knew. Okay, he also had Kagami as a student, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I think him and Kagami probably had a really good friendship, because I don't see him training this kid and then turning around and making him part of his guard if he didn't respect Kagami in some sense. So there is something there. Obito being highly protective of Sakura is probably Rin again. You see a lot of pretty cool moments where Sakura proved her, she was worth something. And I really hate that it got destroyed by throwing her with Sasuke. That was rushed. It needed to build up. Because I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I read the manga and I watched the original, the original Naruto Shippuden. Where did any hint? And like, a lot of that was taken out of context. Like, he's slapping her hand away. They're not, like, He grabs her hand to tell her, "Do not tattle on me," and everybody's like, "Oh, he's holding her hand." No, no, don't. You're taking that's like way out of context. He grabbed her hand and said, "Don't you dare." He did not want her to tell them that he received the curse mark, so he wouldn't get kicked out of the tournament, out of the tuning exam. And also to prevent her from quitting, because I think she wanted to quit, because if she quit, the whole team failed. So that's another thing to think about. There is absolutely no proof, and please do not throw Retsuden at me. Retsuden, there were several scenes that were copy and pasted from Naruto the Last. Do not. Please do not do that. Because Retsuden was a complete placation of the fandom who were complaining that there was no relation, there was no romantic scenes with Sasuke and Sakura. And it was unfair that Naruto and Hinata got a whole movie. He's the main character. That's going to happen. Get over it. Now, did it help me support Naruto and Hinata? No. It did not. It's god awful. Did Retsuden help me support Sasuke and Sakura? No, it didn't. The only thing is that Retsuden, when he sat there and gave her the ring, it was after that guy told him he didn't see a ring on her finger. So it was kind of like, oh, well, I'm just showing everybody that you belong to me. And all of that. It just seemed like he was catering to the fact that he just didn't want anybody else to kind of step into what he believed was his. And honestly, with everything in the whole series of Naruto Shippuden, Sasuke, she's not yours, bro. Even Kakashi said that Sakura's not even trying to make you hers. She just wants you to stop the nonsense. Okay, so yeah, it's they totally backtracked on everything that they were doing at that moment. Like I said in a previous video, I think Kishimoto was fixing to do a switch. Naruto and Sakura were going to end up together, and then decided not to. And there's no way that he, like, aside from completely remaking this show, there's no way for him to fix that from start to finish. Would Obito be able to weasel his way into her heart like I believe Shisui could? No. Maybe eventually, but I don't think it's going to be the same. Like, Shisui is a kind-hearted individual. He's more confident than Naruto, really good with his words, and very mischievous, and everything that is Shisui's personality is going to be attractive to Sakura. Especially when she gets over what Sasuke does. You know, Sasuke and does all that stuff. There's a reason why the fandom for Shisui and Sakura is growing. Okay? If you don't believe me, check AO3. Tumblr, DeviantArt. There's several different places that Shisui and Sakura are gaining popularity, and eventually one day they're gonna beat Itachi and Sakura. I'm waiting for that. Like I said, Obito to me had like a father figure kind of look, or a big brother look to him when in regards to Sakura, and that's just me. I don't see the pairing in itself being that significant. Could they work out? Zodiac wise, yes, they could work out. As far as anything else besides that, no. Like the Zodiac also says they have issues to overcome. Sakura's obsession with Sasuke, his obsession with Rin. And this is what I also found funny, guys, was that people were sitting there, like, Kishimoto was trying to say that Naruto was just like Obito. And I'm like, no. If anybody was like Obito, it was Sakura. Sakura was just like Obito. Highly obsessed. To the point it was debilitating. And so Obito and Sakura are the most alike, in my opinion. The only thing that, like, Naruto really had with her... Well, I'm sorry, Naruto would be wanting to be the Hokage. And all that. His connection to Sasuke would be like, he was kind of hell-bent on destroying the world. Another thing I kind of want to talk about just a little bit is the new Naruto game. What is going on? Like, I don't remember Naruto fighting Kimimaro. Is it Kimimaro? Yeah, it's Kimimaro. I'm sorry. Or Maru. I don't remember him fighting him. I mean, I think it was like a split second and then Rock Lee jumped in. Rock Lee and Gaara fought him. It made no sense to do that. Whatever. Like, and they just talked about the Sasori and Sakura fight, and I know that the Sasori and Sakura fight was voted as as the best Naruto fight. Honestly, I think that's very, very close to the Obito and Kakashi fight. Like, those two fights were the best ones, in my opinion. And I believe that they should have really just tied. If you support this pairing, more power to you guys. I totally support you. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. My next video, hopefully I don't get more trouble and drama, is Tobirama x Sakura. And believe it or not, I did start doing some research on that, and I put in Obisaku. And yeah, I kind of got a bunch of Tobi the Akatsuki member. And Sakura and not Tobirama. I have to type in Tobirama. And I'm kind of shocked at how many web pages have so much hate for Tobirama. And I kind of want to dive into that as well. If you guys have some like clips that you want to share with me of Tobirama and, you know, some facts about him, because I found mostly opinion and not a whole lot of facts on him. I believe he's another character that kind of got a short end of the stick, much like Sakura and most of the other female characters got. All in all, as you know, I'm a Shisama X Kagome fan. I am a Kakasaku fan now. And Obito and Sakura, aside from a really great fan fiction, you guys, I just don't see it working out. So, if you have something that you want to add, maybe I missed something that was within that war arc that kind of maybe gave a bigger hint to he would get over his thing with Rin. And Sakura, like, to me, like, in Shippuden, she was starting to get over Sasuke, and yes, she still loved him, but like, I just felt like it was kind of leaning more towards that she wasn't like in dire love with him anymore, or it was kind of like she was getting over it, and then she went straight back. And I can understand why there is some dislike for Sakura in that aspect, but I love Sakura. I didn't really care for her in the OG Naruto, but again, that's writing. You gotta put that into writing. Hinata, I was okay with her. Her voice annoyed me to pieces, but I was okay with her until Neji died for a fandom, and his death really served no purpose for the fandom. I mean, Kishimoto forgot that in the paint art, she told him she loved him. And the way that Naruto always describes Sakura when he was taught, he thought of her and he said he loved her. And he knew what love was. So Kishimoto stopped with the whole, he confused love with food. He's not Goku. That excuse has been used, bro. Make up another one. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate all the views and all the likes. Naka, you're awesome, hun. Thank you for all the information you were able to provide me. Sorry I couldn't add the clips. I really wish I could. The music you're hearing in the background, if y'all want to know who it is, I can go look through my Pandora and tell you, because that's what I'm using. I'm using Pandora on my desktop. I don't own any of the fan arts or the show itself, because wow, there's a lot of characters that would still be alive if I did. But until next time.